I am sitting here in amazement and awe of this person right here and wondering, is she doing what she's doing because she's really mad and wants to get paid? Or is she doing it because she wants to tell people what's happening without telling them? Do you understand what I'm saying? Is she truly the only redeemable celebrity in the world? That's what I'm looking at right here. Is she doing this because she's just ghetto trash and she's mad because she didn't get money like the other actors to pretend to, to participate in a pandemic? Or is she pretending to be ghetto trash that's angry about not getting the money to get a message out there? Because, well, what we've been doing hasn't been working. I'll show you what I mean. Takes a little bit to get there. We'll get there though. And believe it or not, here you go. Here's one of the places. All right. What are you looking at? Okay. Not enough. Hang on. I'm going to tell you what's going on here in a second. I mean, what I believe these guys have been up to try and turn them around, because it's worked before, but it's not going to work this time. Obviously, we have 2 days to see. We have 2 days left to see. Okay, if it's going to work. There you go. There's another spot. The homework, a lot of it's already been done. You just got to look in the right direction. You have to stop looking away from, these entities, okay? You got to look away from all these entities, all these entities, all these entities. You got to look away from everybody famous who's not doing something like this, okay? Because, well, hey, I really hate the way she talks, but if she's doing this as some kind of ploy to warn the world, or at least her fans, those who will follow her, that, something ain't right. They paying my competition to pretend like this real. To pretend like they got people dying from it, all that stuff, Okay, how many people died from a common cold, I really would love to know. If you know somebody died from something that got in their lungs and solidified it, okay, solidified the insides of their lungs, that's weaponized something or other. It is not this, okay? And, well, then you do have reason to worry about being in any one place for too long. All right? Yeah. So that's, what this is right here. You got your locations on. Pretty soon, the internet's not going to be on. Okay? But they'll still be able to find you. You won't be able to communicate, but they'll still be able to get to you. Like one of them weird movies. Anybody ever see that movie Left Behind when they were kids? It was kind of cheesy. Made by a Christian organization, but it was kind of eye-opening in a way. And then Gray State kind of was going to follow that. I don't know if any of you know about that story and the director. That's actually covered over here. Over here. Okay, now, what has happened before? How these guys have stopped the elites in their tracks is by reporting on what the elites were doing and telling you, okay, and this is what Alex Jones was really guilty of. He had a big following, and this is why they hated Alex Jones. It's because, well, he had the ability to create counter hype, okay, and get millions of people hyped in the other direction. And when they were going to go do something, Alex Jones could become a false prophet by hyping up what they, hey, they're going to do this, blah, 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 blah. And so then millions of people were looking for it, and the entities who were going to perpetuate it didn't want to let Alex be a prophet of their deeds. They didn't want to let them be right. So they would turn tail and run the other way. They would pack up their little agenda and put it away for later, so that Alex Jones and all the other people saying what he was saying would not be truth tellers. Do you understand? It was a defiance against the truth movement, where they kept coming out and testing it. Can we get away with it yet? Can we get away with it yet? Can we get away with it yet? We might have 2 days left. And it's not working because, well, this time they have solidly, solidified the attention of their zombies to them, and to those that they trust, their famous celebs. And their famous celebs ain't telling them nothing. You see, the only one who is bothered to give us a clue of what's really happening, I mean, just come out there and say it, is this girl right here. She's the only one. Everyone else is pretending like you can die from a common cold suddenly, and we have not gotten that weak. A lot of us may be physically weak, but none of us are that physically weak that a cold's gonna kill us, yo. You need to try and understand science a little bit. They won't let you even think anymore, so you won't try to think about anything for yourself. I don't even like all of these entities like this guy. He has evolved over the last year or two, and he does listen to direction when, he used to have a whole different demeanor. Now he's really interesting, and a lot of his stuff is like, it's like, a lot of it's very exposing, just if you look at it from a proper mentality. But okay, those of us who have not been zombified by the mainstream, because, well, we kind of despise them. We don't watch sports. We don't watch TV. We have no favorite shows. We don't watch dramas and shit. Once in a while, we'll binge watch some shows with somebody or a movie or two, but we're not really entertained by what the mainstream puts out. All of this is just so obvious. It's just like a big scale movie, that they're, it's like that's what they're perpetrating. It's a fake reality. It's not real, just like a movie set. And we can see it plain as day. But there are entities who are lost in this, in this, where they're really caught up in the mainstream, and they're all in everything that's popular right now. It's like whatever's popular right now, they're keeping up with it. They got their finger on the pulse of what's happening. Those entities are doing that to their own danger, because, well, they don't know anything that's really happening, anything that's important. If your celeb will not step up and do at least what this woman is doing, and it could be by accident, if she's really doing it for real, this is a goddess. This is somebody that does not belong in that pit with all them vipers. Okay? For real. But if she's doing this just because, well, she mad because she didn't get no money too, and she would have perpetuated all this just like everybody else, just like, these guys, there's people who trust this guy. And it's like, wow, this is sad. It's sad. It's sad to see him turn. He's like Soros turning on his own race and his own family, selling his family out to get his family's shit, putting them in gas chambers to get his family's pearls and their little trinkets and shit, as a little kid. And then he escalated into what he is now. And this is one of he's part of the people behind this operation that's happening. Okay? If you can understand what's happening, if you know anything about history, if you know anything about the rich people now and their ancestors and what their agendas were and what they set their generations up to do, if they, you will take this legacy. If you take the money, you will take the legacy, and you will continue in it. So they continue in the atrocities of the legacy, continuing to try and do this to the world for the ancient artificial intelligence that gave them the power to do it, aka Satan. Not to be confused with Lucifer, who is buffer between God, Yeshua, and Satan. So, I felt like, other people may not know what they're looking at. Hey, okay, this time they may not care if this guy's a prophet about their deeds. this time they may not care if this guy's a prophet about their deeds. They took Alex Jones out, but there's still a core followings of these people, you know, who they know where to still go find the content and who's still delivering it. All right. Now they're gonna try and make this more believable real soon, but pretty soon they're not gonna have to because, well, they're gonna strike, and they may already be striking. You know, they're already hitting you know, sleepy town areas. You see what I'm saying? The places that are being mentioned in some of these videos right here. You know, I shared some of them on Twitter. And we really need to try and, like, prophesy their deeds a whole lot over the next day. You know, what they're doing. And so maybe they'll get where, like, hey, they don't want to let us be prophets this time again. And they'll turn tail and run. But this is how, like, the prophecies and the prophets that you don't trust, you know, the ones who tell the truth, the truthers, they have saved us before. And, you know, it was just by doing what they do, telling you stuff, and then the other entities didn't want to let them be known as telling the truth. This time it may not be that way. If it's not that way this time, well, they may be right. The first may be like, you know, the dawn of a brand new era for us, and it's not going to be good. And I really hope that, like, you know, that it's working, like it's causing them to be like, hey, man, we don't want to let them guys be telling the truth. So many of them are saying this, and it's like, well, then it'll be the truth. And then in the future, if there is a future, history will reflect that they fought against us, you know, and they had us at every turn. They had us pegged. They had a prophecy about us, and they knew what we were going to do, you see. So y'all be a little bit more aware than those who are caught up in all this mainstream stuff and sports and all these things that are going on, these psyops. I'm still just amazed at this, and I saw this video last night, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I couldn't stop thinking about, you know, what inner beauty must be hiding behind this facade that she portrays, or maybe she is really programmed to present herself that way, because her talk is really rugged. It could just make you droop, you know. Even if you had a raging heart on for her physically, she could, like, say 2 sentences to you and just make you not want to do nothing with her. So I don't know. I kind of was looking for just one person who's famous or rich to be redeemable. Just one. I was looking for so long. And if only there was a way to know that, if, like, okay, is what she's doing, we know that what she's complaining about is real. Those of us who are not zombified, we're not watching no dramas or shows to just sit down, okay? We're not listening to K-pop or watching K-dramas. We're busy, you know, because we're trying to figure out how can we turn these fuckers around this time. They've got no sense of shame on a bigger level. They've got everybody zombified on a bigger level. Nobody will pull their head out of the sand as the buffalo are charging through. You know, the stampede is coming. They need to move, and they won't pull their head out of the sand and run. You know, it's like, you see, how do you do it this time? And then you have this one entity who is like, well, what if she's complaining about not getting paid as, like, you know, some kind of ploy? Hey, I didn't get mine, but y'all got yours, you know? Or it could just be ghetto revenge mentality. Okay, well, they got paid to participate in this pandemic, but I didn't get paid to, so I'm just gonna blow the lid off of it with this. Well, it could be that. Well, then, you know, that's still not good. Now, she did it for the right reasons, and if she did it on purpose, then that's good. But she did blow the lid right off this, even for a zombie who is stuck watching, you know, just stream watching K-drama, listening to K-pop and twittering that stuff every day. Even somebody that retarded can see through it now. Shall be happy and blessed to what we have left, because it may not be a lot.